Let's talk about unrealistic expectations, the delusions, the fantasies that we tell ourselves that are destroying the connection of so many relationships. Now, one of the unrealistic expectations that men have of women is for us to be and do it all. So many women feel this pressure and burden to not only be a provider, but also to take on the majority of the traditional housewife roles. Now, of course, anything less than equality and equal exchange of giving in a relationship is definitely an unfair expectation. So I have a lot of women in my inbox who are asking me, how do they get their partners to be more supportive of them? And I've been speaking a lot into your energy and giving the thing that you want to receive. But I really want to give you another really tangible and powerful tip today. Now, one of your unrealistic expectations, in fact, women have far more unrealistic expectations of men than men have of women. And one of the ways that you do this that creates a lot of disharmony in your relationship, and I think most women are guilty of this, is that you expect men to behave like women. You want him to think and behave like you. And when you expect this, not only is it unrealistic, and you're setting him up to fail, but you're also disrespecting his biology, his nature. You're not appreciating who he is and what he brings to the table. And one of the ways that you have an unrealistic expectation, you expect him to behave and think like you, is you expect him to anticipate your needs. Believe it or not, this is actually part of the feminine biology. This is the feminine superpower. A woman's brain is wired to anticipate needs. A man's brain is wired to solve problems as they arise, and he's wired to conserve energy until they do. And he's also goal-orientated. So he wants to tackle problems that he can solve. And if he can't solve it, he's going to ignore it or push it to the side until he has the capacity or the understanding of how he can win and solve that problem. So men have the efficiency gene and they live in logic and directional energy. So he assumes that if you needed help, you would ask for it, and he is going to conserve energy until you do ask for help. Now, a man's brain is going to prioritize rest, as I said, in between problem solving. So he's going to prioritize rest over doing the dishes, and he genuinely can relax and choose rest over the dishes. So he's going to choose rest over order, whereas your brain cannot rest until there is order. So you cannot believe that this man is sitting on the couch or in the toilet ignoring all of the emergency that's happening in your environment, because that's what it feels like to you. It's filling your mind with noise because you're wired differently. But all of the nagging and the expectations that he should be a mind reader is not inspiring results. But there is a direct way that you can compel a man to give more support. Are you ready for the super secret, simple way to inspire support from your man? Here's the magic strategy. Ask for it. Yep, it's that simple. Ask for it. Men are inspired by directional requests. Not criticizing, not nagging, not feeling frustrated that he doesn't read your mind, not setting him up to fail with all of your little tests of his mind reading that you know he's going to fail at. It's simply to ask for support. And this is the magic phrase. Will you? Will you take the rubbish out? Will you stop and get some dinner on the way home because I'm at capacity? Will you help me wash up these pots and pans so that we can relax together in bed? This phrase is so important to get right because so often we muddy it with all of our complexity. Could you is not the same as will you. Dropping condescending, passive-aggressive hints is not the same as this simple, powerful request of will you. Imagine your partner's about to propose to you and he says to you, could you marry me? Or he drops a hint about you marrying him, versus the powerful, simple, directional request, will you marry me? Men do not waste energy reading between the lines. Give him a tangible problem to solve that he can win at, a goal that he can achieve in the now, and you will inspire him to get up and move and be more supportive. And here's the other tip: ensure that he feels like he wins. It doesn't have to be the way you would do it. He doesn't have to get it perfect. Make sure that you are flexible, that you are appreciative, that you are rewarding his efforts by being the beautiful, radiant, appreciative, loving woman that he fell in love with. And if it's inspiring that result, then you're definitely going to continue to get more support from him in the future.